I'm Tonya G. Tune in every Sunday at 2 p.m. for the Tonya G Show. Let's talk health, politics, business, and more. Interested in being a guest? Email us at viralstreamtv.com. Streaming live on Viral Stream TV on YouTube, powered by the KPG Agency. The Tonya G Show every Sunday at 2 p.m. on BDAY 99.1. Yes, we are live. Welcome to the Tonya G Show, where we talk about health, politics, business, and everything in between. Today, I'm chatting with Cathey Jackson, a member of Toastmasters International, which is a nonprofit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. Thank you so much for being here, Cathey.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. So let's talk about Toastmasters. Kind of break down how it all works, what it's about, how it got started. I know that's like 3 questions in one, but kind of break it down for us.
Oh, yes. Toastmasters got started. You say how it got started. 1924.
Right.
That's how old the organization is. And its goal is to help people to become better speakers and better leaders. And it addressed those two things because if you really think about it, most leaders that come to mind, most great leaders that come to mind are also great communicators.
Indeed.
They're really good at public speaking. And so it was formed in order to help people to do those things better.
Right, right. Kind of talk to us about the different educational tracks. I know you and I were talking, and the traditional education track has kind of been done away with, but talk about pathways and the youth leadership and just what it looks like.
Okay, when you talked about the traditional educational program, which has gone away, however, once again, its focus was communication and then leadership. And it had those two paths, pretty much. We had a physical manual that was the leadership competent manual, and then we had the communications manual, and it was those two. However, what Toastmasters has done is they fused those two things together, and so leadership and communication skills are pretty much fused together. But you have now 11 paths that a member can choose from. So we have 11 paths, and within those 11 paths, the person is learning how to become a better communicator and leader along those 11 paths.
Let me talk about a few of the pathways that they can choose from. Dynamic leadership, effective coaching, engaging humor, innovative planning, leadership development, motivational strategies. I mean, there's something for everybody who's looking for it, just to be better on their journey. Talk about maybe a pathway that you have chosen and why.
Okay. One of the great things about Toastmasters is extremely structured, and they have a wealth of information on the Toastmasters website.
Indeed.
Once a person becomes a member, actually there is help in choosing your path. For example, a new member would take an assessment. You answer a series of questions, and it actually suggests 3 paths for you.
Oh, really?
In the order
that you should kind of complete it?
It suggests 3 paths for you to choose one.
Gotcha.
You could say, I'm going to go with what they say. I'm going to choose the path that the system has chosen for me. However, you can say, I disagree with this. I don't know what I was thinking when I answered these questions.
Right.
And you can choose a totally different path. When I took the assessment, and because leadership is something that I'm very interested in, it chose leadership development for me, and I did choose the leadership development path. I agreed with the assessment.
So what does that look like? Now, I'm also a member of Toastmasters. Well, I'm an inactive member.
Once a Toastmaster, always a Toastmaster.
I joined Toastmasters in 2009, and I will tell anybody that if you have a fear of public speaking, which was just, oh my goodness, that was my kryptonite. I was afraid, terrified, petrified to get in front of people. And you talk about now that the manuals have gone away. I still have my manuals from 2009, so you completely blew my mind when you said everything is online, but I should know what technology is going that way. So talk about what your pathway looks like. What are you doing in not your manual, since everything is online, what do you do in your particular pathway for dynamic leadership?
Okay, for me, I will say this. I was under the old traditional educational program. That
We
program ended, yes, that program ended this past June, June 30th, 2020. I completed the old program and I achieved DTM, or
And we're gonna talk
Distinguished
about that.
Toastmaster.
Yeah.
And after that, I did sign up for the new pathways. So this is new for me, and I'm very excited about that. Within, even though it's leadership development, you have to start just like, new, like with every path.
Right.
And each path, you're going to have an opportunity to do, or your first project is going to be an icebreaker.
So in every
after-
pathway, you get an icebreaker
So
speech.
with me, even though I'm a distinguished Toastmaster, I started Pathways, I
Still.
had to do an icebreaker. From a different perspective, however, it's still an icebreaker. So you're beginning again.
Okay.
I'm beginning again with the leadership development and just completed my first project, which was an icebreaker.
Hold that thought, Cathey. Don't forget, we are live streaming on YouTube at Viral Stream TV. Need you to share the link with your family, your friends outside of the Jackson metro area. Also, contact the kpgagency.com for all your final expense needs. I help people with insurance. We'll be right back with Cathey Jackson.
BDAY 99.1.
First segment.
Hi, I'm Matthew Campbell, community organizer for the Mississippi NAACP. And I'm inviting you to the Black Party on October 30th at 7 p.m., hosted by One Voice in the Mississippi NAACP. Let's celebrate together with BDAY 99.1, One Voice in the Mississippi NAACP. Please be sure to visit our social media pages for links to join the party.
Looking for a new career that offers flexibility and endless earning potential? Explore a career in final expense. No experience necessary, health insurance benefits, residual income, and more. Now hiring agency managers and agents. Visit thekpgagency.com or call 601-500-2751 to get started today.
You're watching Viral Stream TV.
Yes, we are back live with my guest, Cathey Jackson. We're talking Toastmasters International. You were talking about your pathway and the dynamic leadership, and you were saying how you had to give your icebreaker speech. Tell the viewers what the meeting looks like. So when you're giving your speech, you have a general evaluator. Kind of talk about the different components of the meeting and what a meeting looks like.
Well,
Because I know it's changed since COVID. I'm sorry, go on.
A typical meeting looks like this. We have two sections actually, and it's the business section where the president presides and you talk about old business, new business, announcements, all of those types of things. Once that's over, then you move into the educational section, which has an agenda, and there is who we call the Toastmaster of the day, which is pretty much the MC for the program, kind of guides everyone through that. For the day, you have prepared speakers, and then we have what we call table topics, which gives everyone who would like to participate an opportunity to do impromptu speaking. Because again, we're trying to train people on how to speak, and sometimes it's impromptu.
Right.
And so you want people to be able to think on their feet.
Indeed.
And we give them an opportunity to do that as well. And also we time everything, because how many of us have been to those funerals and people are given 2 minutes and they spend 15 minutes talking about themselves.
Right.
And so we want to teach people to be aware of the time.
Exactly.
If you're invited somewhere and they give you 15 minutes to speak, please speak
Stay within
that
right.
15 minutes. And so we have someone who's timing everything. And then we have what's called an counter
The
grammarian.
best part, Cathey. Tell the people.
That counter, that person is counting how many times you say and like. So all of those repetitive things that we say and all of those uhs and ahs, those are stressful for the listener. They're hard to
Indeed.
hear for the listener. And sometimes they're distractions.
Right.
Because people are so busy listening at the ahs and the ums and everything, they've totally lost the message and what you're trying to say. So we have someone who's counting those. As I said, we have someone who's timing you, and then we have someone who is evaluating you. And that is one of the most important parts, is to have someone evaluating you when you speak.
Right.
And so you want to be able to know, how well have I done? So someone is going to talk about your eye contact. They're going to talk about
The tone of your
Yeah,
voice,
the tone of your voice.
inflection.
All of those things, your gestures, if you were
Indeed.
all over the place with those. And I think that it's wonderful that we have that immediate feedback. And it's really to help that individual. It's not to cut you down.
Right.
It's not criticism, but it gives you an opportunity to hear honest feedback.
Indeed.
So that you can improve. And that's what all of this is all about, is for us to improve as speakers.
And I think another key component is that it teaches you how to listen.
Oh, yes.
Cathey, I thought I was the world's best listener until I filled the general evaluator role, and it gives you the criteria for what you're supposed to be looking for. And so you have to listen to the speech. Like, you really have to know what they're saying, what they're talking about, so that you can give the constructive criticism. So it taught me not only to be a better speaker, but it taught me to be an active listener. I listen to everything. And it also teaches you to catch every when people pause, I'm like, oh, if they say one more time, I'm gonna go crazy. So how long tell the viewers how long a meeting lasts, and kind of talk about open clubs and closed clubs and what that means.
Typically a meeting lasts an hour. Toastmasters International is very structured. You don't have to recreate the wheel. Everything is pre-designed for you. And we generally meet every week, and I tell members, don't stress out about trying to make every week.
Right.
However, we want to be available every week.
Exactly.
So that when a person can come to the meeting, we're there to hear their speech. We're able to give them that supportive evaluation that they need. And so we meet on a weekly basis, and it's generally about an hour. Each club decides when that meeting happens. For example, guess who's talking now?
Yes.
My club. We meet during lunchtime, and we are an open club. However, we used to be a closed club, and you wanted me to talk about that. A closed club is one, and our club was, where your employer forms the club or charters the club so that their employees can improve their speaking skills and their leadership skills. However, we later became an open club so that anyone could join outside of our employee. And that helps give anybody an opportunity to join. So some clubs are closed, and then some clubs are open closed where anyone can be a member.
And let me just say this too. They're also look at that. We also have meetings after hours. So it's not necessarily during lunch. There are some clubs that start at 5:30. There's some clubs that start at 6 p.m. But the thing is, there's so many clubs here in the Jackson metro area. You can visit Toastmasters.org. If you're interested in learning more about Cathey's club, I'll put that up at the end of the segment. Don't forget to watch us streaming live on YouTube at Viral Stream TV, powered by the KPGagency.com. We help people with life insurance. That's the KPGagency.com. We'll be right back.
Y'all keep it locked. It's BDAY 99.1.
COVID has shown us life is not promised. It does not discriminate against race, gender, or age. Do you have life insurance coverage to protect you and your loved ones? Visit thekpgagency.com or call 601-500-2751 to start your policy today.
Hi, I'm Matthew Campbell, community organizer for the Mississippi NAACP, and I'm inviting you to the Black Party on October 30th at 7 p.m., hosted by One Voice in the Mississippi NAACP. Let's celebrate together with BDAY 99.1, One Voice in the Mississippi NAACP. Please be sure to visit our social media pages for links to join the party.
Let's get fired up and ready to vote. Remember, absentee ballot applications will become available for Mississippi citizens on September 4th. The first day to vote absentee is September 21st, and the last date to vote absentee is October 31st.
You're watching Viral Stream TV.
We are back live with my guest, Cathey Jackson, with Toastmasters International. So we were talking about the different roles that you fill during the meeting: general evaluator, giving prepared speeches. The thing I think the viewers need to understand is that everybody speaks during these roles. You talk about what you do, you introduce what it is you're going to be doing during the meeting. And there are also leadership roles, like there's the president, the VP, the secretary, and the treasurer. Talk about those a little bit and how those roles help with leadership.
Those roles do help with leadership. As in any organization, you're going to have a president, vice president. We have a vice president who serves as our, what we call VPE, the vice president of education. That person will help to track your progress, while you're in Toastmasters. And
talk about that. Expound on it a little bit more. Like, they help you kind of stay on track with your speeches.
Exactly. They want to make sure that you are on track. Now that we have pathways, of course, they can electronically see how you're doing. For example, we have what's called base camp. So that a VPE or vice president of education can go in, see how many speeches you've done, how many levels, what level you're at, because there are so ever many projects within the levels that, it's a progression. Mm-hmm. And that person could possibly reach out to you and say, well, I see where you've begun your path. You've not done your icebreaker yet, or you haven't done this yet, just to kind of keep you going. But it is self-paced. So I want everyone to keep in mind that it is self-paced. You will not be, coerced into, keeping up and those kinds of things. That was this is a journey.
Right.
It's a journey. It's not a destination. And so we want to get better. The whole point is to get better. However, again, that person will help to keep you on track. See if you need any help with anything. And we have other officers like a treasurer. I'm serving as treasurer this time around. Certainly, we have the dues that we have to collect, and so much of that is sent to Toastmasters International. And then we have a small portion of local dues that we keep just so that we can have something to cover our expenses and things of that nature.
Talk about the cost of Toastmasters, because you would think that something like this would cost hundreds of dollars. Tell the people the price.
That's the beauty of all of this. Toastmasters, to be a member, it's twice annually. It's a semi-annual fee of $45 for the first 6 months, and then $45 for the second 6 months if you decide to continue with that. There is a $20 one-time fee, and that covers your access to pathways, mm-hmm. and
your online
access.
Gotcha.
And the materials that you'll have access to. So that's a one-time fee. However, once you pay that one-time fee of the $20, yes. and then you pay your $45, you will pay $45 every 6 months. Or you can go ahead and pay $90 per year annually.
$90 a year.
Exactly.
To gain the benefit to help you professionally, personally, with everything. Exactly. You can't beat that, Cathey.
And you're meeting every week.
It's
I have organizations.
Oh
my goodness, the networking is
fabulous.
Networking
opportunity.
I'm a part of other organizations that cost almost $400. One of mine is $379. We meet once a month, and we have a speaker. It's not interactive. Now, I learned a lot. I gain a lot of information, and so I'm not making light of that.
Right.
But I am saying with Toastmasters, you're actually engaging. You're engaging. You have immediate feedback.
Yes.
For you talk about bang for your buck.
It is.
You can't do better than being a member of Toastmasters and what you're getting from that.
I completely agree. Tell us about Distinguished Toastmasters. What is that? The distinguished title? You were saying that you just completed that.
Yes, Distinguished Toastmaster, it's the highest level of achievement within the Toastmasters organization for you to become a Distinguished Toastmaster. However, you can continue to do that. You can start from day one. Now that I've made that achievement, I am a Distinguished Toastmaster. As I said before, I'm starting my journey afresh.
So you start over each time.
You start over. You can pick a different path. For example, now I'm doing leadership development. Mm-hmm. Next time I could choose a different path. You have a choice of 11, so I can do something different.
So what do we get when we become a Distinguished Toastmasters? They send you something, a certificate of some,
you get this gorgeous plaque, and you get a medal. But most of all, you get that feeling of achievement. That I put in the work. Yes, accomplishment. I put in the work, But then, there's a level of expectation. Now, when I'm invited to other clubs, or they'll say, oh, DTM, that brings with it, they're expecting me not to say 100 ahs and ahs. They're really expecting me to bring it.
To be on it,
They're
right.
wanting me to speak well. And so that comes with that high level of expectation as well.
Talk about some of the leadership meetings that you have. So when you become the president or the VPE, there's leadership training that you have to be a part of, and how beneficial that is. Actually, before you talk about that, we're going to go to a quick break. Don't forget, we are live streaming on YouTube at Viral Stream TV. Share the live stream link with your family and friends outside of the Jackson metro area. Please contact the kpgagency.com for all of your final expense needs. You can give me a call, 601-500-2751. We'll be right back. The average cost of a funeral is over $8,500. Are your loved ones prepared for this financial burden? If you are 85 years old or younger, Final Expense Life Insurance can ease that burden by paying up to $30,000 for funeral and burial expenses. No medical exams, rates will never increase, benefits will never decrease. Call now to lock in your lowest rate possible. Don't leave your loved ones to pay your debt. Call the KPG agency at 601-500-2751 to set up your policy today.
Hi, I'm Matthew Campbell, community organizer for the Mississippi NAACP, and I'm inviting you to the Black Party on October 30th at 7 p.m., hosted by One Voice in the Mississippi NAACP. Let's celebrate together with BDAY 99.1, One Voice in the Mississippi NAACP. Please be sure to visit our social media pages for links to join the party.
You're watching Viral Stream TV.
Yes, we are back live with my guest, Cathey Jackson with Toastmasters International. I was asking you to tell us about the leadership training meetings and what that entails.
Yes, twice a year we have training for our leaders. Sometimes, when people they are put into a role, they're president, they're vice president, some of these organizations, they have no clue as to what to do. With Toastmasters International, as I said, we're very, very structured. So twice a year, we have training for those leaders. If you are the president, then you will have your breakout session, and it will be all about what it means to be a president of a Toastmasters club. If you are a treasurer, if you are VPE, the vice president of education, those sessions are intense, and it's to give you tools that you can use to be effective in that role as an officer.
It's so informative. It's so much information that you learn. I mean, it is the best experience. Talk to us about how Toastmasters has helped you professionally and personally.
Toastmasters has really helped me professionally in that I am a more confident speaker. And I'm also a trainer. I do training on my job, and so it has helped me to be more confident when I'm getting in front of my students in my class. And personally, it has helped me. I have very, very strong convictions as a Christian, and I'm very outspoken when it comes to that.
Yes, ma'am.
And what that has done, it has put me in these predicaments where I've been invited to speak at women's conferences and things of that nature. And I used to be terrified. I said, oh my God, no, I don't want to do that. Why are you asking me to do that? And when I decided, I said, well, Lord, if you're going to open these doors for me and give me an opportunity to speak on your behalf, I want to do it well.
Yes.
I want to do it with excellence. So Toastmasters has given me the ability to speak more confidently and just to be able to get in front of a crowd, whether it's at work or whether it's in the church environment, where I can now really concentrate more on the message and not struggle so much about, am I speaking correctly?
Right, right. Talk to us about the various speech contests that we have, because there are always some type of contest. I don't really know what's going on since I'm inactive, but they're international. They're all over. Just talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we have speech contests. Now, on the district level, we have the table topics, impromptu. Now, that does not reach the international level. However, it does. You have those impromptu speeches or table topic contests at your local club, in your area, in your division, and then district. However, the other, what we call the international speech contest, that that can take you all the way to world champion of speakers, meaning you start out at the local level and then you do go to the division and then the district, the region, and then the world stage.
That's insane, Cathey. Keep going.
Yeah, the world stage. What's so exciting, when we say world, we are in 145 different countries,
people.
And the
it's
president,
big.
yes. Now, this year's president is from the United States. However, we've had a person who is from London to have been president, from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, who has been a president, because it's an international organization.
Yes.
So when you win that, you are the world champion public speaker, and they come with it. When you attend a Toastmasters speech contest, be ready.
I have never gone to one. I've never attended one.
Be ready. The speeches are phenomenal. They're very moving, inspiring, and sometimes, of course, humorous. Yeah.
How has COVID affected all of this? The way we meet, the meetings internationally, how has COVID affected everything?
Wow. Initially, I was thinking, oh my gosh, we've been hit by COVID. However, it's really, though it's been challenging, it's helped in a way. Mm-hmm. For example, we no longer meet face to face. However, we meet on the Zoom conference platform, which has enabled us to reach out beyond even the state of Mississippi. For example, we lost a member who moved away, and so she was no longer a member because she moved, to a different state. Well, she has since then rejoined us because she can be anywhere. So we have members Florida, Louisiana, and another beautiful thing about it, if you would set your clock and wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you can attend a Toastmasters meeting in London. You can attend a Toastmasters meeting in Australia because we're worldwide.
Right.
And so
you can plug into any meeting now. You don't have to just be limited to where you are.
Exactly. We're not limited. I recently have a member, someone who wants to join, and she's in Michigan. And I'm telling them, now you do know that you have a Toastmasters, a local Toastmasters. Right. However, they want to, you can do whatever. So it's extremely exciting. So what we thought was a hindrance at first has really opened the door for us to expand.
It sounds like it. Who would benefit from Toastmasters?
I'm a little biased, but I believe everyone can benefit from Toastmasters, whether it's on your job, because we are, even in our jobs, some people are uncomfortable just sharing an idea at a meeting.
Right.
Sharing an idea at a meeting. So you want to be able to be a confident speaker in that when you're in the meeting, you want to be able to share your idea with others. And regardless of what the environment, whether it's at work and even in your personal life, if it's just doing the announcements at your church.
Exactly. It's the little things.
It's the little things, exactly.
How can we get in contact with Guess Who's Talking? What do they need to do?
You go to and you mentioned the website earlier, toastmasters.org, and then you can just click on Find a Club, and a little box will come up. You can type in Jackson, Mississippi, and it will show you all of the clubs in Jackson, and you just click on Guess Who's Talking Now. And then, of course, you have an opportunity to reach out, contact us, and then you put your information in, and several people from Guess Who's Talking Now will get that email, including myself, and we will respond to you and give you that information. We don't post our Zoom information because we don't want uninvited guests.
Exactly.
But certainly, if you reach out to us, we'll give you the Zoom information.
I would like to thank Cathey for stopping by. We'll see you next time on the Tonya G Show.
You're watching Viral Stream TV.
Hi, I'm Tonya Gray with your Insurance Minute. Life insurance comes in many forms, but it helps to first understand the two major types: term life insurance and permanent life insurance. Term life insurance covers the policyholder only for a predetermined amount of time, known as the policy's term. Terms typically last from 5 years up to 40 years, and insurance companies will only pay a death benefit if the policyholder dies within the limits of the term. On average, term policies are the most affordable type of life insurance on the market. Permanent life insurance stays in force for your entire life as long as your premiums are paid on time and in full. Unlike term life insurance, It builds tax-deferred cash value over time. A portion of the premium payments is designated for the cash value component. Value can build over time and at different rates, depending on the type of permanent policy you have. Contact the KPG agency to find out more and start your policy today.
I'm Tonya G. Tune in every Sunday at 2 p.m. for the Tonya G Show. Let's talk health, politics, business, and more. Interested in being a guest? Email us at viralstreamtv.com. Streaming live on ViralStream TV on YouTube, powered by the KPG agency. The Tonya G Show every Sunday at 2 p.m. on BDAY